wake the streets up. Yeah, yeah, okay, wake the streets up. Okay, wake the streets up. Okay, come on. Okay.
Welcome to Keystone Tech. I got a nice little gift for you, but a nice little gift that you probably in the tech community in the United States don't give two craps about. HTC quality of nice a new Android tablet and nobody noticed. See? People don't pay attention to when stuff comes out from other companies. We only pay attention to two companies, Apple and Samsung. We may pay attention to a little Motorola here and there. You know what I'm saying? But Apple and Samsung is what we pay attention to. So, let me go ahead and read this. HTC, once impressive Android smartphone manufacturer, has a surprise tablet accompany it with its bizarre metaverse. And I've been on that metaverse, you know what I mean? I did a small video. I'm do a bigger video on it once I really get to know and really get into it. That's why you didn't see the part 2 of the video yet. And it's focused on the Desire 22 Pro. Desire series of HTC is just a regular, everyday, average cell phone. It has specs and it doesn't have the specs like the U series had, like the U11s and the U12s had. I would rather for the U series to be in this metaverse thing, in the squeeze camera, than in some Desire stuff. But Desire was before the U series. They had Desire phones before, you know what I mean? Before the other ones. And the Desires back in the day were pretty good too. But when they got into the U series phones and the squeeze size and all that, it was wonderful. With the release of HTC U13, then when they changed up and got out the smartphone market, that screwed it up. So let me get back to that. HTC, come back stronger on bit more features or more better on your newer phones. I know y'all trying to save money over there in Taiwan and the war. It's about to happen over there with your predecessors. We're not going to talk about that, another subject, another time for other people to talk about. But focus on making better phones that you can bring back over in America that we would love, that we'd be interested in, that you don't have to get donkey kick around. But they do love them over there. All right, let's get to it. It was focused on the 22 Desire Pro, a new A101 Android tablet with 10.1-inch display and 3D level specs in a design that's straight out the middle of the last decade. The device that we spotted video on Android Police appears to be quietly announced last month. Wow. According to Wayback Machine and aimed at the African market. Oh, so it was aimed at the African market. Okay. I talked to a couple Africans about this. You know what I mean? And it falls the A100 tablet, which was launched in Russia last year, to a similar non-reaction. This was happening when you just quit the soft market and you stay out long enough and people start ignoring you. Now all of a sudden you want to come back? Screw you. Now we're going to go ahead and say this. Given that the tablet appears to be markedly solely emerged at markets, I don't want to be too snarky about the specs or design. And it's just plain weird that you see HTC, the makers, literally make an Android phone that Google wants entrusted to the Nexus Brand 9 tablet. Remember the Nexus Brand 9 tablet? Yes. And producing forgettable devices like this. Even the A101 even runs 2020 Android 11 out the box rather than Android 12 in the big screen and focused on Android 12L. This was HTC. I'm going to curse on this one. Stop fucking half-assing on your fucking products. Before y'all started, y'all did not half-ass. Y'all had great stuff. Y'all had phones that nobody could not get with in the beginning of Android. Matter of fact, y'all the first one to create the first Android. You know what I mean? The G1. I'm saying this out of love for your company and how much love at Keystone Tech has for your company. Stop the half-ass it and give us what we want. Let's keep going. The cursing has stopped. You know what I mean? So here's the specs. Here's the specs with the old version of Android. Internally, HTC tablet is powered by UNICO T618 processor. I gotta look into that. I don't know what the hell that is. I know what 8 gigabytes of RAM is. I know what 128 GB of storage. HTC, can you come with bigger storage like 256 and 512, where everything else is up to? And if you don't have an expandable micro SD card, which this pad has, then there's no point. But it does have an expandable video micro SD card too, which is great. So can you put the 1 TB storage? Is what I want to know. We'll see. And it got a pair of cameras on the rear and a main 16 megapixel camera with 2 megapixel cameras ultra wide. There's a 5 megapixel camera on the front. That's a front facing camera, that is. A 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Oh, at least it got a headphone jack. It got everything the old smartphones had. So I'm not gonna really complain about this. You have a chance to expand, and you have a 7,000 mAh battery for face lock and unlock on both models. Wow. So this will be a good business tablet or a tablet that you want to mess around with if you know how to use HTC products and do things the old-fashioned way. And it's good for you. Somebody that's new, that's used to connecting to space, is not going to work. But you have the cloud to Google and connected to this. You have plenty of space. And you pick the biggest space with this, you're pretty much good to go. But in all, a very weird release from HTC. So this is really an old pad. This is not like up-to-date spec. They held out on this for a while. Then they finally released it in 2022. That's what I mean. HTC's purchase practices are very weird. I love the company and I love the stuff that they released in the past. I mean, I had a Desire 20 phone. You know what I mean? I had the Desire 20U and I sold it. You know what I mean? Because it was just basic. It had nice sound to it. But the only thing about the Desire phones, you don't get those dual nice speakers like you got on the U11 or the U12 series. That's the difference. And on the I forgot the other phone on the Beats Audio phones that they had, like the M7 and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's all in the M8. So that's my issue with that. You know what I mean? This company, let me go back to the article. This company was once toe-to-toe with the likes of Samsung, flagship market. Now in 2020, they can quietly reveal through in their unimpressive market on its website and have most of the world not notice later. Okay. Let me go ahead and say about this. Yeah, these phones will compete with Samsung phones, and it will outdo Samsung in the sound market. You know what I mean? The U-series phones, HTC started off my first tech channel. It started off the real original channel. Those videos I will release on Vimeo, on the Keystone part of Vimeo, on the old videos. So you're ever interested in the old videos by like September and all that, all those videos will be on there. And you can go ahead and look at the old HTC videos that I had. That's all that is, you know what I mean? Now we're going to continue this. But meanwhile, the smartphone market, the HTC sold off to Google in early 2018 have been going from strength and over to the last couple of years. While the Pixel 4, as we call this mishap, the Pixel 5 was capable of mid-range handset, and the Pixel 6 was completely flagship. All but seemingly more fair and fair software bugs. In contrast, it's getting harder and harder to tell what HTC remained the smartphone decisions work toward buzzwords like the metaverse. Okay. So we have the Pixel series. It has the HTC parts in it. The 4 had the HTC part, and 5 and 6. You know what I mean? Mixed in with Google parts. And when Google took that division over, you have some squeeze features on those Pixel phones. I remember my Pixel 3A was had that. You know what I mean? It was traded in for another phone, and a situation happened with that. But I'm not gonna talk about that. But So what you basically is getting, what you basically getting in Google, what the U series was supposed to be, what the U series of HTC would have been now. You know what I'm saying? But what HTC's type of ways with it, but it's Google's type of ways with it now. That's all. So with Google phones, is the closest things you're gonna get to the old HTC phones. Even the 6A that they just released out too. It takes excellent photos. We're going to see what the 7 comes out with on it. But let me get back to HTC. Great tablet, great specs and everything, even though it only has Android 11, but it's going to 12L and stuff. But you still have an SD card, and you still have a 7000 mAh battery in it that lasts. You know what I mean? You can't beat that. And you still have a headphone jack with Bluetooth on it. So you have everything you want. You just don't have the big internal space with the 128. That's all. So if you can get this off the website and get it over here in the US, which I'm going to try to get it over here. It's going to probably take a minute, but I'm going to try to get it over here. Then you're good to go. That's all. And I wondered, it does work with the Metaverse software, but it said it does. That's all that is. So we'll see what happens with that. But the Metaverse videos are coming pretty soon for HTC. Stay tuned for that on the Keystone Tech Reviews channel. I'm going to be doing more filming on that. Give me a month or two to go ahead to learn this thing, because I'm just playing with it right now, learn how to control it and everything. And I think this pad is great, but to be honest, the Samsung pads and the Apple pads are way a lot better in this one because it has the newer stuff in it. And especially the Samsung pad, the Galaxy 8 tablet that they just released is wonderful, and it's off the chain. And we're going to see what Apple's do with their new pads too. And the Apple new pads, very much off the chain too, because you're able to get the best editing software in the world when you deal with an Apple tablet. All right, so I just said my opinions on this. This is a wonderful tablet if you could get your hands on it, but you're not going to get the most up to date stuff on it like today's tablets. All right, this is Keystone Tech signing out, and let's see who really cares about the article. Make sure you put the likes up onto the video. Make sure you sub and subscribe, and make sure you leave comments on the bottom. HTC really upsetted us in the USA. Then LG just recently did the same thing, but LG's phones keep on getting updates after update after update, so the devices are still worth buying. All right, I'm out. 1. Hey, make sure you support Keystone 291 on the Cash App 291 Technology. All your donations will go to electronics and programming and equipment. Make sure you show love right here. All right? Peace. Here it comes. Nighttime filming, nighttime filming.
Wake the streets up.